the adapter 6A into M14 for the water lines came in, one for the block and one for the coolant neck. And then over there, I've got everything to make the lines for that. So let's get to it. So one water line off the turbo goes to this replacement piece right here, to that fitting right there. And then the other one goes to this spot on the block. Currently I've got it looped, so I need to take that off, cap it in the back, and replace it with these fittings, and then I can start making the lines that go to 6A in. I got my old coolant neck off. Hello. And all cleaned up. Now just time to RTV it back on, and that'll be one thing done. Got the manifold back on, and I actually did just receive all the rest of the piping, so I'll be finishing that up shortly. But right now I'm going to work on the water lines. And the first step to that is clocking the turbo to the correct position so I can start measuring out the water lines. And while I'm at it, I'm going to install all the water fittings, oil drain, and I'll be back and then we'll start doing the water lines. I got the coolant line out from the block. I guess I had it looped all the way to the front of the intake. I just cut that because I needed a piece to cap it. But I thought these only went to the back by the heater core, but I guess I had this one running to the front. So yeah, that's done. And then I got both the fittings in. So now we can start making some coolant lines. Got my two coolant lines made. This one's got a 90 and then I think it's a 30. Goes right between the manifold into the turbo and then into the block. I'm gonna put a little bit of this heat stuff probably on that main section because it is going through the manifold. And then this one, I think it's a 120, wraps under the turbo, goes into that one, and then goes into a straight coming off the water neck, and probably put a little bit of heat stuff on that section as well. All right, got number 3 cylinder all complete. Fits very well. The only thing I'm gonna have to do now is kind of move the wastegate recirc over a little bit. So that is what, let's see if I get down there. So that's what I'm dealing with now with recircing the wastegate. So it almost needs to come over this way, and then it should work out. But first we got to make it so that the wastegate is bolted to the manifold, and then we can start adjusting the downpipe. All right, with the downpipe in, I was able to roughly tell where I wanted the wastegate, even though I got to reposition the recirc. And this is what I came up with. Got this piece right here, got it marked, and got a mark there, and let's see, it's gonna go something like that. Let me tack it. And that is what the finished manifold is gonna look like. Let's get it on there, make sure the wastegate points the correct direction. But I think that's pretty sweet. Just wanted to show one more view of it before I put the turbo on and see how it fits. That's pretty sweet. Everything fits real nicely. I'm gonna finish everything up, welding, sealing, and then we'll do a first startup. here's the full turbo kit off the car. I marked where the turbo sits on the manifold, and I marked where the downpipe sits on the turbo. So technically, this should be exactly where the wastegate sits, obviously, and where the exhaust sits according to the turbo and the manifold. So now I can make my recirc. Recirc is tacked, need to finish welding it, and that completes all the welding. Manifold's done, downpipe's done. Just gotta coat it, put it back in, and see what she does. All right, the wagon is all back together. This is the intake for the time being, just to test some things. I do not have coolant in it yet. I want to make sure just that there's no crazy exhaust leaks before I start filling it. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I don't have the catch can on either, but I can do that later. All right, so let's fire up. Let's see how this goes. First start. Let's do it. you heard a difference in the sound clips compared to a cast manifold or a tubular style manifold. Also, a big change would have been the turbo, but let me know if you heard a difference. And I will start recording a few driving videos just to show you exactly how the car sounds, how the car reacts with the new turbo, and just in general about the car with the sequential and everything. So stay tuned for that video, and thank you for watching.